My name's Ben. I'm a full-time MBA at Trinity College. I'm originally from the US, from outside Boston, and I was working for about 9 years before I decided to go back to school and get my MBA. When I was applying, I reached out probably in January of the year prior, and I spoke to Owen, one of the admissions officers, and we had a phone call to start, which was very useful to just kind of understand kind of what the program was like generally, and kind of describing the structure in some of the classes. And then, as I was continuing to think through it up until kind of March, April, I was, sending him questions back and forth, and he was very responsive, sending kind of module descriptions and kind of any questions I had, he answered right away, and it was very useful to kind of understand what I would be getting into here at Trinity. I don't know if mine's the typical application process, but in terms of when I decided to apply, as I said, I reached out to Owen around January and was kind of going through a decision process for 3-4 months, working at the same time. So, taking a GMAT class and doing all those things at the same time. So it was quite a, it's a long process, but in terms of the actual application, I mean, the admissions staff was very helpful. I did submit my application roughly around the deadline, admittedly, but I was, I spent a lot of time thinking about applying, and when I finally decided, had my kind of essays ready and had thought about them previously, so finishing the actual application wasn't a huge endeavor. In terms of applying and kind of what was useful to know at that time, I think having an open dialogue with the admissions officer is hugely important. And as I said, they're very responsive to really help you understand kind of, are there scholarships available for you? Kind of what do you need to be able to apply? What will you need to get once you get here in terms of visas or anything like that? That was all pretty crystal clear once I was able to kind of, some of the information's available just on the website, but, if there are any clarification questions, I could go to Owen or the admissions officer and kind of get clarification there. Engage with the admissions officer and don't be afraid to reach out early, even if you don't know if you're going to apply yet, just to, start that conversation, and then, you're able to know kind of, what you're looking for, and you're able to ask questions and kind of start the conversation early. Number two, I'd say really understanding what you're looking for in a school before you, submit the application. I had done a lot of thinking about where I wanted to be, kind of what I was hoping to get out of a specific program, and how I would prefer the program to be structured. And so kind of knowing that before was really helpful and kind of helped me honed in on Trinity itself. And then the third tip I'd say is reaching out to alumni. I had a couple conversations before I applied. Obviously you can always speak to someone at Trinity, but to get kind of the outsider perspective and get someone who's been through the program it was very helpful for me just to kind of understand, what other people got out of the program, and kind of what you can expect when you're going in.